Spirituality to me is tapping into the purified life force that is available to all of us, that encompasses wisdom, spontaneity, creativity, constructive responses to life. I was funded by Emory University to do a spiritual healing project. It was spiritual healing and quality of life in Parkinson's disease. And the research study, there were two groups. One received wellness lessons and wellness lectures on art therapy and plant therapy and pet therapy. And the other group received spiritual healing sessions, individual sessions. And they were composed of hands-on healing, which was for the physical healing, but also worked with mind-body pastoral care type of issues, and really understanding how our thoughts are very much connected to our emotional reactions, and how our emotional reactions, how they actually play out in the physical. So in the pathwork talks about how all physical manifestations are a mirror of our soul's issues. And so when you start to focus more on your inner life and your inner thoughts and the emotional responses you have to them, that a relaxation begins to occur. And in that relaxed state, it opens up the channel to the higher self, which is connected to the God self, to the all consciousness, universal consciousness. And when one is in touch with that and life force begins to flow, there's an inner peace that releases from the deepest part of our being out into the emotional, out into the mental, and eventually into the physical. And it really takes time for each individual to surrender to that place within themselves. And oftentimes someone could still have the same physical illness or manifestation, but yet they still feel a deep peace within. So it's really working from the inside out. And so in order to access God consciousness within us, we have to be present, because that's where God is, in the present. And so if we use our adult consciousness to observe an emotional reaction, try to get to the root cause of that reaction, which usually brings us to child consciousness, and then identify what is the misconception that was concluded at that experience in time. So for instance, one could be very hurt by childhood experiences. Let's just use as an example abandonment. Let's say someone is abandoned by their father, and there's a tremendous amount of pain in that. And then there's life experiences going through life without having a father. But what also occurs, because consciousness always concludes, whether it's immature or mature. So let's say a child concludes, I'm not worthy. I'm unworthy because my father left the household. That is a misconception, and that's stuck in the child consciousness until the adult consciousness intervenes, explores, reflects, understands, so that that misconception could be re-educated into the truth, so that, yes, my father abandoned and I am worthy. And then that creates truth on several different layers of consciousness, because it is the misconceptions that we hold within ourselves that really cause the disruption and the disunity with our God consciousness. Deep down inside every single one of us, we are constantly being nudged to create, to connect. And we can only connect with others based on the level of where we are connected within ourselves. There's a longing for loving, creating experiences in life. And when we're not experiencing those, we're wondering why. And those events are actually very significant because they bring us back to ourselves, to where is the impurity? Where is the wound that is preventing us from experiencing a good life? The reason why we explore our consciousness, or we have such a desire to know what it is because we want to create.